All right, man. We're live, dude. I'm the real life fake wizard, and this is Fake Wizard News. And we're back, and we got a full panel today. And this is great, guys. We got a lot of news. How are we doing, guys?
Good.
Oh,
Isaac, you're muted.
Isaac is muted.
Wow.
We're going strong
I'm
today.
a little rusty.
We're going
Okay,
strong.
give it to me. I'm a little rusty.
Yeah. There it is. This is the most professional stream on the internet.
Gotta
Shout
keep
out.
this alive.
We actually do have a lot of topics we got to get into today, so we're not going to waste too much time. But I do want to point out, shout out, we got a Hypno raid coming in from Hypnotic Gaming, and he calls me an old unhappy man, as well as he also calls me pants because of our success. Also a shill for Nintendo apparently now.
Yep.
So that's just all because I said, like, hey, I don't like what's going on with all these other companies. Nintendo might be doing some things that I do like, hey, although there's most of it I don't, to be clear. But guys, we got some stories to get into, and I think we should just get right into that. Chat, we see you here. We're gonna get right into it, brother. Let's do it.
All right, let's get straight into the news. Get that out of
Absolute
here.
professionalism.
Most professional stream. PSN accounts being stolen through PlayStation support. Sony under fire again. Now, Wizard, did you not just put out a video talking about PlayStation?
Yeah, so we just covered this in a video today, May 20th, talking about how, there is an exploit that is going around where people, if the bad guys of the internet, if they wanted to hijack your PlayStation account, they would need a little bit of information to do it, but it is a doable thing, right? It has happened to a couple content creators. It's happened to some journalists, and it's some bad faith actors that are taking accounts, and turns out it's actually very easy to do it. So this article has come to us from Geeks and Gamers. Shout out to geeksandgamers.com. We got some friends over there that are covering the news. But Tom, I'd like you to go ahead and take us through this article here. Just give us the rundown.
I got you. Sony is once again under fire, and it's over something many players and users, unfortunately, have become accustomed to by now. PlayStation Network, or PSN account, are being stolen despite security measures such as 2FA and passkeys. However, this time, it's not due to any big data breaches or stolen passwords. The hackers are literally chatting with PlayStation support and getting employees to hand over PSN users' information by providing them with their target's public PlayStation username and a minor payment detail. So this was the tweet that kind of broke it out, started talking about it. Of course, the hackers immediately charge the user's information once the hoodwinked PlayStation employee lets them in, including the user's email address and password, locking the user out of their account. Regular users and popular streamers alike have had this happen to them, and despite Sony being aware of these breaches for about a year and high-profile content creators such as Colin Moriarty and gaming news source Genki reporting this issue recently, the company has seemingly done nothing to put a stop to this scam. Meanwhile, most users do not see a restored account for weeks, depending on support channel efficiency and user persistence.
Now, 30, you're an avid gamer. You keep up with the business news. Is this something that, you're thinking, hey, if I don't have a PlayStation, now's the time?
No. As we talked last week, I'm not in the market for one, especially if I want to give my info out. I don't need Sony to do that. There's plenty of other companies that'll give my information out. I don't need to pay $900 to get hacked by them yet again.
Yeah. I know, Isaac, you're a PlayStation guy, right? You've never not been a PlayStation guy.
So now that I think back to it, I've actually owned every iteration of the PlayStation 1 through 5 at some point. I can say without a doubt, my favorite and most secure one was the PS1. I think that still takes the cake on that. I sold my PS5. I said, I can't do this anymore. And honestly, it frustrated me the updating. Every time I wanted to play a game, I'd have to wait 4 to 6 hours before I could play it because it was updating. But it happened probably 4 or 5 weeks ago, where I sold it. I'm so glad seeing this now that this is just like a reaffirmation that I made the right decision.
I mean, this is just like one thing after another. It's like if it legitimately feels like every week there is a new controversy that Sony is being lumped into. Sometimes it's not of their decisions. Most of the time it is, right? And most of the time it is truly terrible business decisions that get us here. And in this case, it's people can lose, you can lose your PlayStation account because somebody can get it simply by making a phone call. Really, you could just, you could have the 2FA. Right now there's a security code that they added recently where you have to scan your phone. Like if you're logging in on PlayStation on a computer or on your device, you have to scan a QR code with your phone. Like you could really kind of protect yourself. Or you could just have a bad guy makes a phone call and you lose your account anyway. So what's the deal here? And what is the recourse to fix this? I thought, we're paying all this money for PlayStation. Why can't they get it? Why can't they get it together?
Well, so the way that I see it, right, Wizard, I've done a lot with customer service, training customer service teams, and how to talk to people, what to look for, all these types of things. Sony has a history of being really troubled in a lot of scenarios. We've seen this before: bad business decisions, bad press publicity, hardware, software, whatever it is. They've done a lot of bad things. Every game company has done it. But in this case, it seems like this really is I would say an operational error more so than like a hardware or software. We could talk about the fact that the price is going up and it's ridiculous and whatnot. This seems like someone just learned that we can call in to customer service and say, okay, we're ready.
Right.
I know.
You got to.
I didn't want to say anything, but
you were on a roll. I was like,
Right.
and then I saw my face pop up. I was like, oh,
the greatest face to stop
boy.
on. Yeah.
I'm passionate about this stuff.
I'll
leave it with
super,
this. And then
super mad at
Right.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
I'll leave it with this, and then I'll reset the camera. It seems like an operational error where PlayStation should be training their people better or have better systems in place. Because if we really can just go back to the 90s and phone call in and say, hey, this is what's going on, then all of a sudden they're just like, oh, okay, what email do you want to use? You're going to have tons of people that are bad eggs that do that. And I mean, obviously with like Colin Moriarty and with Genki, they're big names, so they can get their accounts back. But for the average person, they say it's not restored for weeks, if ever. Well, now you look at the price and you say $900+ for the system for one game to even get started. And then on top of that, you may never get your account back. That's ridiculous and honestly seems unacceptable with where we are today.
Right. I think it's Tom, can you just scroll down a bit and make it so it's not gray? Because we see gray. Yeah. So this is what Genki here on Twitter said. My PSN was also hacked at the start of this year. I thought it was just just random, as I did not have 2FA, but it seems to be a wider issue for me. The hackers changed my account email and used the about $50 I had in my PSN wallet to buy Robux. That's funny. That is funny. If the bad guys are trying to get your account so they could buy Robux, that's great. I mean, it's terrible, but that's great. I expect nothing less. I contacted PS support and my account, and I'm sure that you got the account back. I would imagine. But I do want to talk about, we had Colin Moriarty here, who's runs a PlayStation podcast. We've seen him be nice on the internet. We've seen him be not so nice on the internet. We've seen him shill. We've seen him not shill. He's very, everybody has an opinion about Colin. Okay. And that's okay. That's fine. Everybody has an opinion about me too. But what I want to point out here is that this is an ongoing problem, right? This is an ongoing hacking problem, and it's a very easy thing to get hacked. You don't have to click on a phishing link. You don't have to put the wrong information in. It's not like it's a data leak. It's literally somebody can pick up the phone and call, and you can lose your account. Who are the ones that are able to get their accounts back quickly? people that are in the know. Okay,
Right.
Colin got his account back already. We know that some other people got their accounts back. You know, the journalists. There was a French journalist that this happened to as well. That was actually the one that broke the story on this in December of 25. This has been ongoing for over 6 months now. Like, this has been a 6-month problem that they haven't fixed. Except now it's breaking containment, which means it's going to get worse unless they fix it soon. Because now everybody knows about it.
It makes me wonder. It makes me wonder because the person did reach out to Colin before it happened and told him that your account is going to get hacked, and then it got hacked. So it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if the people that are doing the hacking are kind of tired of like the whole what's going on with Sony, like behind the scenes, and they want to make this known. So they picked a prominent person in the PlayStation to get it known. You know what I mean? So now obviously we're talking about it. So it makes me wonder if the hackers, obviously there's hackers out there that are going to do it to do crime and whatnot. But I wonder if they wanted to kind of show it off and be like, hey, look, this is a problem. You got to fix this.
Right. Well, I'm concerned for the point of if this starts happening to normal folks, which it does. I'm sure it does. We just don't hear about it. The recourse to get your account back for content creators seems to be a lot easier than somebody that has no access or somebody that's not as perhaps popular on the internet.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is it seems like there's nepotism is what I'm trying to say. There's a little 100%. Bit of nepotism on account recovery. You know, the fact that this is something that's this serious and Colin was able to get his account. I mean, sure, I'm not wishing ill. I'm like, oh, he shouldn't get his account back. It's like, no, it shouldn't have happened in the first place either. And he should definitely be able to get his account back. But, you know, I do, you know, everybody should be putting a note or a little asterisk on the fact of how quickly he got everything situated and how everybody else can seemingly, if you're a content creator or a journalist, you can get your account back, no problem. If this continues to go unanswered for, which it seems like it is, then that means you're going to have average Joes or average Joes and Jills that have the PlayStation with their kid, right? Like, you know, it's the kid on the PlayStation. The kid gets hacked, and now mom is on customer support trying to figure it out, and they're going to get the runaround.
Right.
And so everything that's going on with PlayStation and how difficult it is to even be part of the PlayStation ecosystem anymore because of how expensive it is, because they keep raising prices on everything. Oh, you know, we were saying before, oh, it's just $1 that it's going up. It's just a couple dollars here. Well, it's just a couple dollars there. It's just $50 here. It's just $50 there. At what point is it enough? I mean, right now, if you were to enter into the PlayStation ecosystem, you're looking at nearly $900, depending on where you go. And I just froze up for a second. What are we doing? StreamYard is crushing us with the volume tonight, and I just froze.
You're good.
You're looking at like $900, and that's before games. That's before the inclusion of games. So, guys, I don't know. Am I out of line for thinking the Steam Cube is just that much more valuable now?
I think you're spot on. You know, I wish we lived in a video game world or ecosystem where there honestly was more competition. You know, like Sony was kind of a strong contender in the beginning in the early 2000s. And then, you know, Nintendo's always been there as what used to be the economical family option. Then you had the Xbox that was like there, and certain people played it because it had some really good games. But I feel like what we're seeing now are these individual companies that are either having more issues that they're not able to answer as things get more technical and like people are expecting more. These companies are failing more and more and more often. And they're just living on like, how long can this go before people actually start leaving and looking for alternatives? But then the question becomes, what's the alternative? And it seems like the Steam Cube is almost the first mainstream alternative that we could expect in honestly 15 to 20 years. There really haven't been any new competitors entering the hardware market. So I think that might be the case. I mean, you got better games. You've got the Steam controller that, based on your review, seems like it's a pretty good option for people to get into. I've seen a lot of positive things there. I'm very optimistic about the adoption of the Steam Cube based on the numbers that we're seeing already.
Well, piggying
Yeah.
back off of what Isaac said, you know, you said it at the end. It's like, hey, it's going to be $900 for this thing. What games do you have? Off the top of my head, what does the PS5 have? The only thing I can like actively think of that it's worth to get on there is Astrobot. It's the only game that comes to mind. You have the God of War games,
Yes,
but I believe,
But that's not even a long game. Astrobot wasn't that long.
But
that's
also,
Yeah, right. No, it was fun.
Because God of War and Ragnarok, I believe you can get on PC at the moment. I don't know if maybe they're going to delist them at some point. That would be a surprise to be sure. But there's this rumor going around that PlayStation is going to be locking in doing exclusive only on PlayStation, but we don't actually have pure confirmation of that yet. I don't believe so. I think that is still speculative. I think that's still a rumor. On Steam, you have basically everything. And also, Steam has the really good aspect that you can get a bunch of games on Steam for dirt cheap. You can find entire collections and franchises on sale during the spring, summer, or winter sales that you could get like an entire lineage of games for maybe like $20 to $40. You don't have that on PlayStation. You don't really have that on Xbox. Sure, you may have like Game Pass and stuff like that, but you don't have games to play on these systems. And, you know, PlayStation and Xbox did it with the new gens where it's, hey, you can get this game where you could get the console where it has the disc drive or it doesn't have the disc drive. If you don't have the disc drive, well, now you can't play movies. You can't play DVDs. At least with the disc drive, you could play DVDs on it. You could play your Blu-rays on it. You don't even have that on digital. So it's you're buying a brick of hardware. Sure, you could stream movies on it, but every single TV now has some smart function on it. Like, what is the point of buying a PlayStation when you got no games? It's too expensive. And now you have stuff like this where it's like, oh yeah, your account can just get stolen from you right under your nose. And now you're going to wait weeks to try and get it back. It's like, why would I buy a PlayStation? Like, I'm surprised to hear that you did actually sell it, Isaac, because I remember you mentioned that you were going to, but it's like, yeah, at this point, why buy one?
I think the decision to sell was because I'll never play it again. They've had so much ill will or created that much ill will in, you know, my sphere that it's not worth it. The games aren't worth it. Like you pointed out, I loved Astrobot. It didn't last that long. I was under the impression that Astrobot was supposed to be Sony's attempt to like fight against Mario for Nintendo, but that's one game. We don't know of any Astrobot that's going to come in the future. Mario's a whole franchise. There's everything there. So honestly, I just felt like it was a better decision to get rid of that. And you know, when the time comes, look into the Steam Cube or look in possibly the Switch 2 before the prices go up. I can't do anything with Sony anymore. But 30, I know you were saying you've got some thoughts on whether or not it makes sense to even have a PS5 or anything with Sony at this point.
Well, it's not just Sony. It's as Wizard made a video today about is it worth? You're at the tail end of the console cycle, right?
Yeah.
We're going 6 years in now. Most people don't buy the new system until 3-4 years in. Mm-hmm. And now they've raised the price. So now the people that are on the old systems are not coming over, right? So it's like, why should you come over to Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo now? Well, Nintendo's a brand new system, Switch 2. So let's forget that. Switch 1 raised their price though, right? Why get a Switch 1? Why get a PlayStation 5? Why get an Xbox Series X or X at the tail end when games are not really, coming out, the first party titles? You're being hacked. Prices are higher for the actual games. The peripherals are higher, right? There's no reason to go, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy now. It's better because if PlayStation 6 comes out or the next Xbox Project Helix, whatever comes out, and let's say it is the same price or maybe just a little bit more of $800 to $1,000 to $1,100, it's almost better to pay, even though I wouldn't do it, pay for that extra money for the brand new system, right? Because now you're starting off fresh, right? Now you're at the starting gate instead of the tail end where you're paying more for the same thing. Storage didn't go up, quality didn't go up. All this stuff is worse off now than it was 6 years ago. So,
yeah, and I think that's just it with PlayStation, man. It's like it's at the end of its run. They have acknowledged that it's at the end of its run, but they are holding on because they're hoping that the prices go down on parts so that they can get a better profit margin. They're not actually going to lower the price of the system. It's going to be $1,000. They have been inching their way up to that. Anybody who thinks like, oh, well, you know, if the AI bubble just went away and like the parts went down, the computer parts became more affordable, then the PlayStation's going to be affordable. Then it's going to be a $500 console. No, no, it's no. The PlayStation 6 is going to be $1,000. That's just the way it's going to be. It might be more than that. I don't think it'll be any less. I think the base model is going to be $99,999. That's what it's going to be. And it'll be more than that if you want better storage, because that's all of these companies, they don't want, you know, oh, prices are going up. This is what they love to say. Prices are going up because of current economic conditions. Oh, well, it's the gas prices. It's the oil prices. It's the computer part prices. AI is causing this. The Orange Man is causing this. It's all these outside factors, but it is not us. It's not us. You know, oh, it's the tariffs that we need to raise prices on. Okay, well, the tariffs went away in the United States. The tariffs, you know, that failed. You know, they're getting refunds. Are prices going down? No, they're staying high. In fact, they're going higher because the shareholders at these companies are demanding that the prices go higher. So why would you, if you're aware of this, if you're aware of this at all, and I think that's why it's important that we all keep talking about it, is to inform everybody, don't buy these consoles. Let Sony starve. Force them to have to, firstly, force them to have to release the PlayStation 6 sooner than later, you know, because right now, the last time we heard, it might be 2029. It might be the end of 28 at the earliest, and it'll likely be 29 or even possibly 2030 before we see the PlayStation 6, which means that the PlayStation 5 will have a run of 10 years.
Yeah.
And I think that's like kind of bananas. It'll have that long of a run.
If you're specific about a 10-year run, though, the Nintendo Switch came out in 2017. So it had an 8-year run. So we're not that far off from where it used to be. But I just look at it like you talk about the economic conditions, right? I constantly look back because they always say hindsight's 2020, or we have to look at the previous data. I'm looking at the price of like the Xbox 360, the Wii, the GameCube. Like, I know that those are older systems, but when you take the price point of launch day prices on that and even compare them to what the price would be today, you're looking at like $400. Maybe $500 on like the Wii or the Switch. We're not looking at $900, and there's not that much of an improvement. And I talked to you about it the other day, Wizard, where I was saying like, unless you're a hardcore gamer, I did a review of the Switch 2. Unless you're a hardcore gamer, you don't know the difference between a Switch OLED and a Switch 2. They're almost the same. There's no point here in spending all of this extra money to get something new just because they told you to get it. But I think Sony knows that people are going to buy it no matter what. This is no different than people that buy every single iPhone every year it comes out. There's no difference. I know that. I just upgraded 2 days ago to the 17 only because the last one stopped working, but I wouldn't have. But at the same point, it's the same stuff every single time. Switch 2 sucks. You don't need it. There's no reason. Don't tell Marv when you do Culture Crossfire. He's going to be very upset. It's not necessary. It wasn't needed. You get a slightly better frame rate. You get slightly better picture. No one cares. At least if you're the normie gamer like I am, I don't care. I want a game with a good story. And we don't have that. And now we have systems that cost too much. They don't listen to what people actually want. And it's just like the whole ecosystem of gaming. I know we always talk about like, let's let it burn down, or is it close to the tipping point? We're in the middle of it. It's burning down. It's just, it's almost like it's happening on their own terms because there are still so many loyal people that will just take anything they say and just say like, yeah, we're going to buy the next one. We're going to give it a shot, even when it's not deserved.
30, I'm going to give you the final word on this one before we move on. But do you think that this is going to give an advantage to somebody like Xbox? Or is this just white noise and people have already made their decisions on what camp they're in?
No, I think the people that were already in the camp are already got the stuff that they want, right? Those people are the early adopters, the keeping up with the Joneses, whatever you want to say. You know, the people that wanted the Switch 2 already bought the Switch 2. The people that got the PlayStation or PlayStation Pro already had a PlayStation 5, and then they got the PlayStation 5 Pro, right? So those people are already set. It's everybody else, and this is where I think a lot of people, we talk about this all the time because of Grand Theft Auto, they have the marketing rights supposedly for, you know, which they've always had really. When Grand Theft Auto 6 comes over, everyone's like, oh yeah, PlayStation's going to sell like 20 million PlayStation. I'm like, maybe if it was 6 years into the market and it was $250 for a PlayStation, then yeah, 100%. But now you're talking about a $600 for the base model and $900 for the Pro. And people are like, do I really want to spend $600 to $900 just to play Grand Theft Auto? Those people already have the system and they didn't pay $600 to $900 to get the system. You know what I mean? So are there people that are going to buy it? Sure. But are there going to be a mass where they're going to be like, they even had a projection. They said they're going to sell less consoles next year. They're already ready for this. This is why they're raising the prices of other things, right? So they know they're not going to sell as many consoles. But yeah, this imaginary people that are going to buy these $900 systems, that's not going to happen. Now, if Steam came out, it was $900. People might buy that. Why? Because it's new. It's nothing. It's something different than what's already been sold to them. So they might be more intrigued to buy it, to be like, well, is this better than Xbox? Is this better than PlayStation? Is this better than Nintendo? Still, not going to have a lot of people buy, except for the people that are keeping up with the Joneses that want to buy the next greatest tech that comes out.
30, can I just ask you a question real quick for your opinion based on what you just said? Do you think the secondary market for consoles is worth it to buy a PS5?
I don't know. I haven't done the research. Like, what did you sell your PlayStation for?
I sold the PlayStation 5, which I got 2 years ago, and then I had one of the racing controllers for Gran Turismo for $500.
That's still lower than the brand new PlayStation, right? So that someone would look at that and say, yeah, it's a good value, because if they're coming late, like my brother-in-law doesn't play video games, right? The last game he played and bought was Grand Theft Auto 5. Okay. He's still on the 360. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So he's not a gamer, but he loves Grand Theft Auto.
Sure.
He's on the fence of going, I don't really want to buy a $900 system just so I can play. I was like, yeah, just borrow mine, right? Like, just come over, play over here. You know what I mean? It's like, there's no reason for you to buy it for that one game. And he doesn't need to be like pinching pennies. He can spend what he wants, but he's like, I'm not spending $900 for that one thing. But yeah, secondhand market's good. I mean, actually, GameStop even picked this up. They said, hey, we're still selling stuff for cheaper, right? They did that on the tweet. So it's very smart for GameStop for the secondhand market. I think $500 is fair, especially now that they've raised it to $600, even though probably I would wait until the secondhand market goes down to like $400, right? Because now you're making up for what the big business didn't lower the price. Now you're waiting for other people to lower their price.
Very good. Thank you.
Interesting. Well, the GTA thing is very, there's a rumor that was floating around earlier today that it might be getting delayed again, but it's just a rumor. And
Strauss Zelnick himself said November 19th.
The whole game might be a rumor at this point. I don't even know.
We literally watched the podcast this morning. Strauss Zelnick said November 19th it's coming out, is what he said.
I'll believe it when I see it.
That's the problem. You can say it. We got to deliver on it.
Yeah, but if you can't believe the guy who runs the company over a leak, that's a problem, right?
Okay, to be fair, though, Elon also runs the company, and his timetables are 10 years off every single time. So.
Sure, but he's making rockets and cars and not a video game.
Well,
fair enough.
I get
All right, Tom, take us back to the chat.
Absolutely.
All right, we got to talk.
All righty. Getting to the people, we got Butterbiscuit 92 for 2 for yay! Someone finally got charged with leering fraud.
I think you left out a letter, Butterbiscuit.
Fraud. No, it's leering. Aren't you leering today?
Yeah.
Have you leered?
Yeah.
Have you leered today? That's crazy.
I'm leering today.
It's a glaring fraud.
I'm leering right now.
But thank you for the 2. Bros Pros 6327 for a 5. Industry is correct. This is a Sony/PlayStation IT team fault. Crazy that it's this bad. No excuses really for a company like Sony. Horrible situation. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's only in the top 5 largest video game companies on the planet. It's okay.
Yeah, they'll get their act together.
Peanut. I think, aren't they number 1?
Yeah.
Are they? Yeah, they're number one. It's only the number one video game
Japan?
company on the planet.
Oh, on the
No, I
planet.
think it's worldwide.
I just looked it up. It said for their fiscal year 2025, they profited $80 billion. Why don't you just take a measly $1 billion and put it towards security so this shit doesn't keep happening?
That's insane, dude.
No, they're talking
This
crazy.
is just money that's like in a bank account. This is just FU money they can do whatever they want with. Fix the stuff you're already selling.
Isaac,
no,
this is
the
a
number
small
must go
indie
up.
company.
Small indie company. Right. You
This
can
is a
find them on
small
Fake
indie
Portal.
company. They
Yeah.
can't. They don't know what to do.
Yeah, they're so misguided. They need a guru from the internet to come and tell them what to do.
We got Rangav 248 for a 10. Probably would have been a good idea to make a studio with the people who made Astrobot. What was that? They did that with with Sony Japan, and Sony killed it with fire. Same as it ever was.
Yeah, look, Astrobot. Recently I had somebody go through my tweets because they were trying to rip on me, and they were like, "You made this joke during the Oscars about how you said Astrobot should sweep." I was like, "Okay, hey, dumbass! I was a joke for a video game while we were watching the Oscars in 2025. A joke? What are you doing?" People are unhinged and still salty about the Astrobot Game of the Year win.
Yeah, but you have to enjoy that they actually took the time out of their day to go back into your Twitter account and scroll and scroll and scroll.
I at some point it's like, well, hey, thanks for all those impressions. Maybe it'll get one of those other tweets to pop off again. That'd be cool.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it deserved it. I was okay with the winning. And you know what? It should have sweeped at the Oscar. Would have been a better show.
It would have been a better show.
It was a very good game. I do agree.
I enjoyed it.
Rangav 248 for a 5. No chance this happens, but what would happen if Rockstar sold GTA 6 for $60? Knowing they could make it back with GTA Online, it would be amazing.
It would be incredible.
Awesome.
It would be not because it's like, oh, well, you're so cheap, you want it for $60. It's like, no, from a business standpoint, it would be the ultimate kill shot to every other company in the industry. Yep. It would cripple everyone because they would make so much more money. I was thinking about this today. I'm like, GTA should really, really consider selling it for $60. In every game that's selling for $70, it's like, okay, yeah. If you sell one game for $70, you could probably sell 2 games for $60. So that's the problem with these companies. They're all like, oh, well, we need more profit margin per unit sold. It's like, okay, but you're making less profit overall because if you were to think, okay, if we sell one game at 70, but we sell 2 at 60, you've made $120.
Yeah, the industry is waiting for Grand Theft Auto to raise the price because sort of like what Epic tries to do with Steam, they don't want to raise up to Steam's level. They want to bring Steam down to their level. They don't want Rockstar. If Rockstar comes out with $60, it destroys the industry. Great for us, bad for them, right? They need them to raise the price just so they can keep raising the price a little bit more. Be like, well, that's the high of the ceiling. We can go to 70. We can go to 80.
You know what? Then that's just going to result in more problems because people already aren't. I mean, we see this with Nintendo. Nintendo is shipping games for $70. They're not selling. So now you could get Pokemon and Metroid 4 for $30. Stores are clearing them out. Switch 2 games. They're clearing them out. There's not dynamic pricing like PlayStation has. Nintendo is shipping games at totally variable pricing. A game here is 50, a game here is 60, a game here is 70. There was a leak out of Germany last night that the upcoming Pokemon game went up for pre-order yesterday in Germany on a site. It's been taken down since, and it retailed for $79.99. They're going to try
is that 79 euros or because that's more expensive in the States then?
Which is usually the same here in the United States. So if it's 79 over there, it's likely going to be 79 here. So So it listed for 79.99 euros. And the speculation is that it's going to match. So could you imagine we're going to see
$80 Pokemon?
$80 because it's possible. And
But
there's
then
two of
that'd
them.
be the digital version. So then the physical's up to 90 again.
Well, I think that's what it is. It's it would be the other way. So
Oh,
those were
okay.
physical
80 and
editions. So it
70.
would, it would be
Gotcha.
70. It would be 80 up, 70 down.
Still insane.
That's still
Well,
insane, man.
all I know is that Bank of America thinks it'd be a really good idea for GTA 6 to be $80.
That's right, the investors.
I trust Bank of America just as much as Wells Fargo when it comes to money. And Wells Fargo has lost thousands and thousands of my own dollars. No good. No good.
And then rounding us out,
Gone.
and it's gone. We got Skifiddles for $1.99. What handsome young men!
Thank you. What handsome
Not talking
young
to me.
man you are. Yes. All right. Actually, we have over on Rumble, we have Butter Biscuit 92 for a 5. You are multi-streaming Butter Biscuit. We see you. Don't forget, Tom, you can buy Steam games on third-party sites like G2A and ENEBA. I've never heard of that one before. And get deals and publisher deals. PlayStation isn't on those sites. Freaking YouTube wouldn't let me say this. Well, hey, we got you here.
Oh,
We caught
Good
you.
old Rumble.
Caught you.
Yeah.
Yeah, good old Rumble. Which, hey, shout out. We're all over the internet right now. And
We're
if you
everywhere.
haven't, like this stream wherever you are in the world, hit the like button on this stream right now. All right, gentlemen. Chat, we see you. Yes, support indie. That is important. All right, let's Tom. Let's go to the news.
Mouse P.I. makes back entire production costs in launch window.
Now this is some
This is a very honestly, I think this is a great thing to hear because Mouse P.I. Released in the same weekend as I think it was 3 games, but it was Mouse P.I., Pragmata, Windrose, and I believe there was another game. I forget what it was, but during that weekend release, Mouse P.I. didn't hit the numbers that everyone thought it was going to. Pragmata was higher. I believe you had a bet going on about it, on which would have the higher numbers. So there was a little bit of a time period where people were like, "Oh, is Mouse P.I. not doing good?" So now that we get the confirmation that, hey, no, they made back their entire production costs in the launch window, is huge. That's awesome.
Yeah, especially for a game that was very good and deserved it. But Tom, take us through the opening of this article.
You got it. Mouse P.I. for Hire has been a fast success, earning back its production costs and overall sales in less than a month. Since its release on April 16th, the boomer shooter game has earned it a very positive rating on Steam with a 91.86% score as of this writing. Gamers appreciate its quirky, charming film noir setting and its throwback animation style, which is based on the iconic Steamboat Willie, now in the public domain. Playside Studios, the game publisher, released a financial report earlier this month showing that the FPS has sold a whopping 730,000 units across all platforms since its April 16th launch. This means Mouse P.I. for Hire has easily earned back its budget, with the game sales totaling $21.4 million. The report from Playside Studios also states that Mouse P.I. for Hire has made back its production costs, adding that the continued strong sales performance is expected to support meaningful near-term cash inflows.
Okay, so we've played Mouse P.I. You know, we played it. Tom, you finished the game. I played a bit of it. We had a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to going back eventually when we have time. That might be in 60 years from now. But what I did get to play, I very much I enjoyed it, and I thought it was pretty interesting. And it knows what it is. It's completely aware of what it is, and it plays to that charm of that. And then underneath, if you really pay attention, you'll find that it's like it's got some it's got a story there. It's a silly story, but it is a story, and I think that's pretty good. Now, this is an indie game. We don't know the full production budget of how much it costs yet to make. I don't know if we'll ever find that out because it's a company that doesn't need to report it, how much it costs. But, here we find a game making its money back and then becoming profitable, which is not something we often see like in gaming, right? Like it's not something we actually, unless you're like maybe Nintendo or, you know, it's some even at most we hear like, oh, hey, Pragmata sold 2 million units, or we hear all these companies, they sold, you know, X amount of million units, but that doesn't mean it's profitable. You could sell millions of copies and it doesn't mean you've broken even or you're close to breaking even. With Ubisoft, especially all of the Ubisoft games, they'll report like, oh, we sold all these millions of units and it'll get it. And we also need to sell another 5 million if we're gonna be profitable. If we're gonna hit expectations, got to sell another 5, 6, 7, 8 million just to tell our shareholders. So I think this is some good news here. 30. What is your insight when it comes to Mouse P.I?
Well, the game told, well, one, the foresight for them to make a game based off the IP of a public domain going into public domain, because it took them about 2 to 3 years to make this game, and I believe it got delayed. So with 21.4 million, if they already made the profit back, that means the game probably cost 10 million or less, or maybe 15 million or less to make. And this is like old school game making, right? Where you make the game and you don't need to sell 5 million copies or 10 million copies. You just need to sell the 500,000, let's say 500,000 copies, and they're successful. And they take that money and they invest it back in their business. And now they have a hit game. People like their game. That now they start building up this good karma. So when the next time they come out with the game, you're like, oh, this is the studio that made the Mouse P.I. Whatever they make next, I'm sold, because they made a good game on their last one. So this is fantastic. This is great to hear. And everyone that always brings up, like you were just talking about Ubisoft, right? Everyone's like, oh yeah, it's successful. They talk about players. They talk about time played. These guys didn't sell 5 million copies. They're like, we sold 730,000 units. We made our money back. They will scream from the hilltops when something's successful, because they already made their money back and they just want to promote it more. And everyone's like, good. They made their money back. It means it's a good game. And now more people will buy this game down the road, if it's on sale or if it's full price or whatever.
Isaac, we do a lot of work when it comes to like indie stuff. You know, we have our Fake Portal platform, and you know, we have relationships with a lot of indie developers really all over the world. You know, deal with what we do. We're doing events. Even this summer, we're doing an event. Like, is there any kind of insight that something like this that related to this that we could bring to other indie developers who might be, you know, looking for insight on situations like this, like breaking even?
Yeah, I mean, first off, I think that it's important to understand that you touched on it, but you don't have to have millions and millions and millions of units sold. A lot of times these developers are very hard on themselves, and just people in general, whether it's, you know, developing a game, a show, writing a book. You know, I know you always talk about create, innovate, inspire. Go and do that. 730,000 is not a small number by any means, but I remember like when we were first starting out on, honestly, it was TikTok in like 2020, before we even merged over into YouTube. We were like, we got 300 people that watched it. And it feels bad because you look at these people that have 8.9 million, but 730,000 is a ton of people. That's like 10 football stadiums. Huge. That's a ton of people. So like that's a ton of people that bought it. But if they're converting like on average 3%, they got 15 million people that looked at this game and considered buying it.
Yeah.
And they got 730 sales. So even though people didn't buy it right away, like 30 just said, there's still a possibility where people will come back later, seeing the success that they've had or seeing the reviews like what Tom did, and be able to say, you know what, this game was really good. I'm actually interested. And I do know that some people play games in that way. They don't want to be the early adopters because they don't want to risk the limited discretionary money they have. They're going to actually wait and see what people think of it and then go play it for themselves to have a good time. So for anybody that's in the field of not even just indie games, but just creating something, go and do it. Tell everybody that you can about it, and it will trickle and it will continue to go. And I think, you know, the point that 30 brought up is really important about now they've got a success, a conventional success under their belt. People now are going to recognize Playside Studios and be able to say, we trust that they can do good things, and they're going to give the next one a shot. And it's honestly theirs for the taking. If they succeed in the next one, they've got basically a green light for anything they want. If the next one is terrible, then people are only ever going to remember this as, man, they had that one good game one time. So it really, they didn't succeed and they can't just do anything now, but they've opened up the opportunity for people to know who they are and do some really exciting stuff in the future if they play their cards right.
You know what else is great about this? That 730,000 units sold doesn't include physical editions. The physical edition of this game is not out yet. It doesn't release until July 10th. So that means you've got a second wave likely baked into their budget if they did things right, which it seems like this company knows what they're doing, and I give them credit. It seems like they're going to have a second wave marketing push for when this has a physical edition. And I bet there are enough people that are waiting it out who will pick it up then physically. And let's just say conservatively, that's not many. Let's just say it's 100,000 around the world. Let's say it's 100,000, and maybe that's too much. Maybe it's even less than that, which is fine. But that's going to put this back in the zeitgeist. People are going to talk about the game again because it's going to be that another marketing wave push. And if they start running sales on this, and it doesn't even need to be steep, but the game is, I think, $30, or it might be, it's a $30 game. Yeah. If you would put it down to $25, if the thing is already broken even, then it's gravy at this point. And you're just making profit. So now you can afford to do minor $2, $3, $4 discounts, $5 discounts to just pick up the rest of the units sold. And then I see this game making selling 1 million units before the year's out, especially with the holidays coming. The summer hasn't even started yet.
Real quick, I was going to say, I don't know what their plans are, but if they do something like what Cuphead did, where Cuphead gave it like a little expansion, they put a third playable character and stuff like that later, they could do something like that in this game or extend the story. I didn't play the game, so I don't know how it ends or anything like that, but they could give it like a little bit of extra content because of this. It'd be great.
30, I heard that they're going to do a live service starting in a couple of weeks.
Is it an extraction shooter?
Right, exactly. Yeah. They said they saw a marathon and they were just like, we just need to do that again, but as a mouse.
Here's $200 million.
That's going to push over the edge to 1 million.
So actually, we don't have the full details on it, but during the release window of it, they had a listing go up that apparently they are doing a DLC. They're doing another campaign or another mystery that's supposed to release at the end of this year. My theory is that we're probably going to get an announcement about that during all of the new June
Summer Game
releases, the Summer Game Fests and all of that stuff. But they had it where it was apparently we're going to be getting an entire new storyline that is going to be added on.
So good, then.
It looks like they are going to continue to add on to this. I played through it, the entirety of it. I had a blast with this game. If it's something that you were like interested in getting, I do recommend it. I think it's a really good one. Because you are getting, it's $30, but you are getting a hefty campaign. You're getting a like 10+ hour campaign out of this game where you're paying almost double, maybe even more for a AAA game with like a fraction of this game's campaign. It's an awesome time. I recommend it. I'm happy to see that this was a success. I know there was a little bit of hesitation early on, as I mentioned before, where it was, is this not doing well? But no, it actually is doing well, and I think it's going to do even better.
If you listen to IGN, there's too much cheese and too many mice inside this game.
I hate that review. That review pissed me off so badly. It was, there's too many cheese puns in the mouse game. I don't like it. Take it away. There's too many cheese puns.
What's funny is like, Tom, you make a good point. So it dropped the same time as Pragmata. And I remember seeing online people really talking about how like Pragmata is a shorter campaign. It's kind of a short game. And then I remember when we were playing Mouse P.I, and you had continued where I like kind of left off, and I had to keep asking, like, is it over? Did you finish it? And you're like, no. How many hours in are you? Well, we're over 8 now. And I'm like, what? And I think it was nearly 12 hours in total, like gameplay to just finish the campaign on this.
It took me like 3 days to finish this game in terms of like breaking up, because I couldn't just shotgun it all at once. I had to break it up, and I had a blast with it. I hate that they're called like doomer shooters, but I really do love the style of this gameplay where you're just running around clearing enemies. I think it's a great game. I'm excited to see what they do with it. I'm excited to see what they do for DLC. I'm happy to hear they made their money back and more. So it's honestly a great, a hopeful story out of usually not positive stories. You know, something that I was like, oh yeah, things are working.
I'll end it with this. I'm looking forward to Mouse P.I. getting some kind of a Netflix spinoff, or maybe Disney.
That'd be nice.
Maybe Disney comes in and does a licensing agreement with them. I think that would be ironic or funny.
They like lose the IP and then they go.
Yeah, and then so they buy back Mouse P.I. Like I think that would be cool. You could tone it down and make it more kid friendly, maybe. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to seeing this thing in some kind of an episodic feature in some way, just like what they did with Cuphead. But with that, Tom, take us back to the chat.
Absolutely.
And for the record, that wasn't an endorsement of Disney. I don't want Disney to take it. I just think it'd be funny if they did.
No, in one stream, Wizard, what's going on today?
I don't know. Hypno says I'm a plant, so
It'd be
playing the long game.
If it was an older time at Disney, then I would say it'd be cool for them to do it. Not at current age Disney, but we got Peace with War for a 40 banger.
Hello,
40 banger.
Amazing.
Let's go, dude. Here, we're gonna play a yes, man.
Bigger one. You need like a.
Yeah, just make it louder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got to turn it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's either that
and that doesn't fit for this one. Wait, we have something to fit for this.
For StreamYard, though. What do we got?
No, we got this.
Oh, that's a good one.
Little Wayne.
Do we have a clip? I think
someone's requesting the okay.
We need the clips for
Okay.
like we need special clips for like super chat amounts, you know? So I think I think for
yes, we do.
Do we have anything for this?
We have we have this one. Where is it?
That's a good one.
Dancing Godzilla.
That's a good one.
Which movie is that from? I'm interested in checking that one out.
Oh, that one would be Invasion of the Astro Monster, 1974.
I was kidding. No. I feel like
I like
being
serious. Can we? Okay. So Tom knows his Godzilla stuff. So
oh my god,
I have. There are YouTube channels that just play Godzilla movies on repeat. So over like the last day, just this like background noise, I have, Godzilla playing on like today. And I don't understand what they're saying because they're speaking Japanese, but it's like, it's just room noise. And it was like, do you want to play press the button to play the next movie? And I did. And within 5 seconds, Tom goes, is that Godzilla versus Space Godzilla? I'm like,
I knew from the intro. I immediately was like, that's Godzilla versus Space Godzilla. And I was like, what? Uh-oh.
Were you watching Godzilla versus Space Godzilla?
Yeah. Wait, did you see it or did you hear it?
I
heard it.
Oh my god!
From the other room.
Listen,
he heard it from another room.
I heard it. All right, I heard it.
Hearing in 4K, he heard it all.
That is
Space Godzilla.
Like another level of, we'll say nerdy.
Tom,
to be fair,
for a video game,
Tom,
or for
just so you know, you're not
show.
alone though. That's how I am with Mario. Anything related to Mario. I was playing Mario Kart World and I'm like, why are they playing this? This is the bonus round of Super Mario Bros. On the Super Nintendo. This doesn't make any sense here. So I understand.
I believe the kids call it, quote, undiagnosed.
I like trains.
Yeah, trains and planes, huh? Hey, all right, before we continue, I do want to say we do have a goal set for tonight. And Isaac, I don't know if you've seen what our super chat goal is, but if we could get to 15 supers, and we actually are halfway there. It is incorrect. Okay. It is incorrect. I had to reset it because it wasn't counting on this end. So we are halfway there. And the super chat goal is Isaac will tell a business story if we hit that goal. So
Jeez.
at
No
the
pressure.
end, at the end
Jeez.
of our stream, we have actually 29 minutes. Isaac will tell a business story. I didn't tell him that this was the super chat. He just found out in real time. And you guys can make that happen because now he's got 30 minutes to come up with a business story while we continue through the show. So, guys, you can make that happen.
No pressure.
And Isaac's got to make it happen too. Yeah, it says 3 out of 15. It's actually not. It's actually 7 out of 15. So I'm counting over here. YouTube was getting it wrong.
Isaac's typing into ChatGPT right now. I need a business story.
Honestly, 30, we've got enough stories to last a lifetime, so we don't have to worry about that.
We've got some good ones. But there is, there is something that came up that actually, this is real talk, Isaac. This is one, I think for you and me, I saw this. This is a comment that came up I wanted to pull up. So this is Half and Half says, Wizard, do you have any insight on the Gen Z job epidemic? I cannot for the life of me find a full-time job. Nowhere in my town will hire me, probably due to the fact that, potentially discrimination is involved. That's,
Can't be.
Hey.
Can't be.
Yeah.
Depends on where you're looking, right? I think. But I do want to talk to that, and I feel like, we have a little bit of insight into that. What direction would you want to take a question like this? I think this is a really valuable question.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important piece of this is understanding that I guess two things. Understanding that your physical environment isn't necessarily a limitation anymore. I know that maybe even 15 years ago, it was like, hey, I can only get a job based on where I'm located physically. But I do believe, and I do see personally, that there are a lot of people that are finding opportunities to work with people or talk to people or get jobs through LinkedIn or through, these different job resources where they can work online. So if that's something where you're like, hey, I've got a computer, I'm used to being online, I've got some sort of skill set, maybe it's Google Analytics, maybe it's ads, web development, creativity, whatever it is, there's definitely a lot of opportunities there. But the other thing that I would say is figure out your story, right? Figure out who you are, what you offer. I think it's really easy for a lot of people, especially in Gen Z, to just kind of like get down on themselves. Rightfully so. They've been dealt a really rough hand. I get it, but we can't let that be the thing that stops us from trying, right? So if you figure out your story and like, why should someone hire you, right? Wizard and I talk about this all the time. Tom's there at 30. I'm sure you're thinking about this while you're making videos too. We have to answer for ourselves every time we put out a video. Why should people watch this video, right? It's the same thing here with finding a job. Why should people want to hire me? Do they just need a warm body, or am I offering them something that's actually going to help make a difference? And that's what I think here. So, I mean, is there a possibility that it has to do with something beyond your control? Absolutely. But at the same time, you got to keep going. I can tell you with where Wizard currently sits, where 30 currently sits, where Tom currently sits, not really where I sit, but on YouTube, this wasn't like, this was a lot of effort that goes into it, a lot of everyday decisions. You have to just keep going even when you're down on yourself. It's worth it. You will find it. Definitely a possibility. And honestly, I think Gen Z has the best opportunity to do some really, really cool stuff. So keep going forward with it. I believe in you. I would say check outside of your town beyond that and network with everybody. Figure out your story, tell it to everybody, figure out your skills, show them to everybody, and have fun doing it.
Can I say one thing here? Like, I don't know what you do for a living. I don't know where you live, but I'm a Gen Xer and I don't wait around for anything. So what I would suggest for you, while you're looking for the job you're looking for, go out and do something that is supplemental to what you're waiting for. You know what I'm saying? Like, go do a job, clean people's trash cans, go do a completely different job that you don't like necessarily need to do, but while you're waiting for the job, waiting around doing nothing, not going to happen. But if you do something you like, make your own destiny by doing something. Don't just sit around waiting for something to happen. Go out and get it.
Can I add one more thing? I'm so sorry. This one just hit me, and I think it really ties into that. I know a lot of people that are looking for jobs, and when I ask them how many have you applied to and how long have you been looking, and they say I've been looking for 3 months and I've applied to 12. That's not enough, right?
Yeah.
The success comes in volume. So it's going to be apply to 20 a day, 30 a day. I hate that I'm about to quote this guy, but I am. Dr. Phil used to say 30. I don't like the look you gave me when I said Dr. Phil. That was pretty harsh.
I didn't give a look.
What about the look you're giving
Your
yourself
eyes
right
said
now?
it all. Your eyes said it all. I'm just kidding. When you don't have a job, your job is finding a job. And I think that's a really good mentality to have of just keep going. I think that ties directly into what 30 is saying. The answer is out there, even if you don't have it right now.
Right.
Yeah, if I will, and Isaac, your camera's froze again. If what I would say is I think to combine the two, like everything that has been said so far. Okay, so let me also say this is a really important question to us because we hear about it all the time, like in what we do, and it's not just the YouTube stuff. We see this every day, and that is part of the the create, innovate, inspire thing. It's like we got to get at it. You got to get at it. Everybody's got to work really hard. Okay, it's for all the technology and advancement in the world right now. There's a lot of problems and they're getting worse. They're not going to get better. Okay. And that means that we have to be on, active, willing to kick ass literally every day. There are no weekends anymore. There are no holidays. There are no birthdays. And that's not coming from a place of hustle culture. That's coming from a place of, it is competition time and we got to get good. There's almost something exciting about that for at least for me. And I know I could speak for Isaac. It's like, I wouldn't want it any other way. It's not a matter of like, a lot of the hustle culture is like, you got to take a million no's to get one yes. It's like, no. Here's a healthier way to look at it. Have you tried to lear something today or learn? Have you tried to learn something new? Have you improved your own skills in some capacity that is employable? Have you applied, and how many jobs have you applied to? What are we looking for? Are we qualified? Do you have qualifications that put you in a better spot than other people? Are there maybe perhaps tests or training or certifications or something that you can get that would give you some kind of slight of competitive edge over somebody else to get that job or to get that position or to get that gig or to get that client, right? And I think it's coming down to, we can't look at it as, woe is me. And this isn't just for you here with this comment, or it's really for all of us. Gone are the days of woe is me. They just doesn't exist anymore. Now it is like, okay, we lose this thing over here. Well, now we got the next thing 5 seconds later. We keep moving forward. It's a Walt Disney quote. Keep moving forward. I think that's pretty much it. We do an entire stream on that. We won't, but we could. And I thank you for that. I thank you for that comment. That's a great comment. Good luck to you, and I hope you kick some ass. Tom, we had some supers coming in.
We had
while we were talking. We got a bunch of them. I'm seeing here.
We got Decepticon YT for a Canadian twofer. I'm doing my part. I hope you're getting that story ready, Isaac, because the people are excited.
I'm currently making a list of possible stories. It's so hard. I didn't know that I was going to have to do this. I'm trying.
I'm doing my part.
I'm bringing shareholder value today.
We got Odd Dog Warrior for a twofer, helping your goal. Tom, do you like Jet Jaguar? LOL. I love Jet Jaguar. He's the best.
You just have that in your pocket?
I have him on the desk. I grabbed him. You know, he sits on my desk.
It's within
and I was
arm's
like,
reach.
Okay, I was like, where did he pull that from?
Yeah, no, it's in the same arm distance as the kazoo. I'm prepared. No, I love Jet Jaguar. He's the best. But thank you for the two. We got Woodsy 1376 joining the membership as a new member. Thank you, Woodsy.
Thank you, Woodsy.
Thank you.
Does this one count toward the goal?
I count it. Yeah, YouTube doesn't, but I do.
Okay, understood.
I just think it's fair. I don't. People are like, if you're super chatting or you're sending in, even if it's gifts or you're sending in, they have the new gems and jewels, which we did get. I'll pull up in a second.
Sure.
And memberships, like, people are spending money on that stuff. It should count towards your goal. So that's just something we do here. We count that towards our membership, or we count all of it towards the goal, even if the numbers don't line up. Like right now, they don't.
Yep.
I don't care if it says goal hit when you guys are supporting the show. It's not fair to not count it. I wish YouTube would. But thank you for that, and welcome to the membership.
Absolutely. Kyle Hip Chen 1677 for a $4.99 purely for Godzilla. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
There you go.
Hell yeah, brother.
Very good.
We're G fans here. We got Voodoo GTR3 for a twofer. Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra. That song, the Hail Hydra song, I think is pretty funny. I know it's from G.I. Joe, but thank you for that. And over on YouTube, there's this thing called jewels, gold coins. We can't see them yet on stream, but we do get them. And Death Star, yeah, it pops up in chat, but we don't see it on the StreamYard side, or at least I didn't.
No, you don't. You don't see it on the StreamYard side. It's only on YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube. But anyway, I ought to. We need more... No, Tom, you know what we need? We need the an abbreviated music video of the trumpet guy.
StreamYard is extremely rude, and that's all I will say, because I have made lots of transitions and they're unusable.
Okay. No, wait a second. So I don't know if the gentlemen on the panel know who Trumpet Guy is, and I don't know if the guys at home know who Trumpet Guy is, for me to explain that you've made a metal version of this song. So I'm gonna pull this up now while we're in the intermission of the news. Because you guys gotta, I'm sure you guys have seen this meme. Trumpet Guy. Chat. Do you guys know Isaac 30? Do you know about Trumpet Guy?
I would have to see it. Like you heard Godzilla in the background. If I see it for a split second, I'll tell you if I know it or not. Yeah.
I play the trumpet, but I don't think I'm that guy.
You don't know about okay, so perfect. They don't know about Trumpet Guy. So you can't do the full thing. You got to just like skip to the middle. He also does swear, so I don't know if
that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna it's a classic I think we gotta play it, which is okay. Here. This is if I jump in a little bit. So it's a guy playing the trumpet. Should I keep going?
Keep going a little bit forward. He moves
like
over here. Right, yeah, when he comes over.
Never seen this.
The explanation is this is a guy who's playing the trumpet, and this gentleman is not happy about that.
Who the hell do you think you are? Who the hell do you think you are? You any kind of artist? Anybody know who you are? Maybe everybody else wants to enjoy the peace and quiet. This is one of the most important places in all of North America. Who are you? Who are you? Miserable, presumptuous, no talent. You're no artist. An artist respects the silence. It serves as the foundation of creativity.
What?
Yes.
What?
So this is New York City Trumpet Guy.
Keep going. This is up where he gets the point.
An artist respects the silence. It serves as the foundation of creativity. You obviously don't have the talent. You don't have enough respect for yourself or other people, or in what it is to express yourself. In music or any other form of creativity. And I'm an NYU film school graduate.
Film school.
Visual arts.
I was just gonna say, this person's yelling at someone that is a flunky of an art school in some way, shape, or form, because they are just mad that they're out there playing the trumpet while they suffered and didn't get a job.
He goes on from here. He yells about you're nothing. You no talent. You know, this clip is just him yelling at a guy who's playing the trumpet.
Is this the same person that yells like, I brought Gene Simmons to the stage, or whoever it was?
Bob Dylan on
Bob
stage.
Dylan.
Yeah.
I brought Bob Dylan up on stage in 1972. Who the hell are you? Yeah.
It looked the same.
That's Trumpet Guy.
I would, if I was this trumpet guy, I would start playing music while he's yelling at me.
He does.
He
Play
does.
the slide
Does he?
whistle.
Oh, that's great.
He's taking it's a long clip. Yeah.
Music really is a form of creativity. And I'm an NYU film school graduate.
Yes.
Sucker. And the
Sucker.
School of Visual Arts.
School of Visual Art.
University
Yes.
of San Francisco. You suck. You're a no talent. You really had time to practice. You get yourself a gig instead of ruining the end of the day for everybody down here. You disgrace. You are everything that's gone wrong in this world. You're a self-consumed, no talent, mediocre piece of shit.
Whoa.
And I've earned my right to say it. Okay?
Because you went to NYU? Oh,
She looks mad.
In 1975, I walked Bob Dylan up on stage.
oh,
I knew the great.
that's his
I
thing to
love
fame.
trumpet
Walk-
guy.
Oh,
I'm glad that
man.
was the same person, because if not, it would have been more of a concern.
You know,
What do you have in the trash
what a
bag?
It's not something valuable,
through
apparently.
the trash bag.
Maybe it was the
you know what's
NYU
really-
film school curriculum.
I'm an NYU film school graduate. Who are you?
And visual arts.
Who are you? You
You know what's really funny is that this man is also. I gotta find it.
Is it a
Oh,
man?
come on, where is it?
Yes.
Or is it a ma'am?
No, it's a man.
I think it's a guy. That's a man.
Okay.
This guy is also. He's a wizard.
I can't tell. Is that wizard still? I can't tell. He's just missing the
Yeah.
hat.
Yeah.
Go side by side.
And we also what else is funny is he's in the coloring book.
He is in the coloring book,
Yeah,
yes.
here I got it. He's in the coloring book, and it's labeled NYU Film School graduate. Yeah, here we go.
You know talent.
You're
That
nothing.
is so good.
How are you?
No talent.
I
Yeah,
want
man.
Bob Dylan on the stage.
That was it. That was the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a part where he starts playing because I love how he calls him. It's like you're everything that's wrong in this world. It's like it was a guy just playing the trumpet outside in public. It's like you're what's wrong with this world.
What does he play? What music jingle does he play while he's yelling at him? Is it something like
I don't even know. It just sounds like he's just like it sounds like he's just doing like he's just practicing
It would have been great if he did like the Oompa
scales.
Loompa song or something. That would have been fantastic.
Hey, did we
I
just
love
get? And I hope I can pull this up on stream because it was just sent in. Is there an unk alert on the YouTube side? If somebody could send in an unk alert, like it's part of the Joule system. Hold on. I got a screenshot here. I'll pull it up.
What is the Unk
You-
alert?
It means it's.
No, I
it's
know.
like
I know it
you're
is.
old.
What is the jewel that pops up? Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know,
Oh.
but this is what it looks like on the YouTube.
it's an alarm.
side.
Unk alert.
Uncle alert.
Uncle alert. Well, thank you
We
for
need to-
that.
You're a
Yeah,
Uncle
man.
alert. Uncle alert sounds like it should be accompanied by a triangle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Did you triangle
yeah.
yet? Did you get a triangle from last week?
No, not yet.
No. I think Tom's just gonna stick with the kazoo.
Just for the moment. For the moment.
Hey, coming in on Rumble for a 2. Butter Biscuit says, in response to the discussion that we had a moment ago, if you're looking for a job, try the post office. There's always summer hiring. I applied on Indeed, and I've been doing it almost 4 years now. And yeah, that's right. Butter Biscuit tells us all the time. It works for the post office, which is pretty awesome. That's some good advice. That's some good advice. Appreciate that. I think we're all caught up on the supers and with you guys and seeing you here in chat. But we got some news we got to get back to. Tom, you ready to take us back to the news?
Oh, let's get back to the news. Man sues Nintendo for denying him Pokemon Professor status.
I love this world.
So anyway, this is me.
This is the best
I'm
time.
the ones. Tom, take us through the story here because this one's a little complicated, and we need all the facts before we could judge.
Absolutely. An Iowa man is suing Nintendo for $341,000 after he was denied, quote, Pokemon Professor status following a background check.
Yikes.
Kyle Owens, 34, of Lawrence, Iowa, filed a lawsuit against Nintendo of America and the Pokemon Company International in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Iowa. According to KCRG, the suit accuses the companies of violating federal antitrust laws and seeks $341,000 in damages. Owens is also asking the court to order the companies to grant him Pokemon Professor certification, restore access to official program tools, and allow him to host sanctioned Pokemon events. So, continuing, because there is, you hear, what is Pokemon Professor status? The Pokemon Professor program allows fans to work as organizers, judges, assistants, and ambassadors for Play Pokemon events. In the lawsuit, Owens argues the program is, quote, not merely recreational, claiming it gives certified members access to tools, sanctioned card and video game events, event listing, customer traffic, product sales, and other commercial benefits. Owen claims he passed the basic exam for the role on March 12, 2024, with a score of 100%. However, court exhibits cited by KCRG state he still needed to complete a background check before entering the program. That background check reportedly found a pending arrest warrant from another state in 2022 tied to a failure to appear in court on misdemeanor charges, including disorderly conduct, possessing, repairing, or selling an offensive weapon, and criminal mischief through property damage. On May 6, 2024, the Pokemon Company International informed Owen his application had been denied after reviewing the background check results. The letter also reportedly stated that after the background check, his exam scores was determined to be 80%, meaning he failed the test for professor status.
That seems a little fishy.
So basically...
what kind of world are we living in where this is even a story? I want to know where we went wrong and why God has turned his back on us.
This is we should fight it or something. Yeah, I am mad for Iowa, man. Darn it to heck.
Tom, this Pokemon stuff is taken really seriously in other parts of both the world and the internet. What are we missing here? Is this really worth $341,000 in damages?
I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. Firstly, but basically the job of a Pokemon Professor is that you are able to set up tournaments and different activities in your local area with Pokemon. So I on the stream, I've talked about it before, but I play card games. And part of the doing the Pokemon trading card game is usually a professor will go to local stores and be like, hey, would you be willing to host tournaments here? Would you be willing to host either game tournaments or card tournaments? And that's basically the job of a professor, is you run these different things. There's different areas to it. It mentions that, it can be, you're either organizing, you're judging, you're assisting at these different events. So how it is here is that it lets you be a part of the community. It lets you host these things. But for the most part, it's not really I don't believe there is a monetary value to it, in the way that I don't know if you get a profit from doing any of this stuff. From my understanding, it was a community thing. Maybe if you're very high up in the tier list of professors, you can get some type of money out of it. In One Piece, I'm actually a certified judge for One Piece. And part of the big tournaments, you could go out there to participate as a judge, to help as a judge, and you will get there's a wage for how many hours it is. You'll get paid for it. So maybe they have that for Pokemon, but I kind of was curious about this, so I went on to their site. And I looked at what is what does the professor program really look like? And I don't know if maybe they updated this post this lawsuit, but the relationship between the Pokemon Company International and a Pokemon Professor is an at-will relationship. This means that either party at any time and for any reason is free to sever the relationship.
That's something that's updated.
They should just
Pokemon
throw his name
company-
in here.
Or the professor severs the relationship, that person will no longer be considered a member of the professor program and will not be eligible to receive any of the benefits associated with
breakup
the
right
professor
here.
program.
Okay, do you remember the movie The Christmas Story where he's in that like club and it's like the Annie Club or like whatever, Friend Annie, and he gets the little pinwheel in there that's supposed to be like decoding the encryptor pen. And it's like, don't forget to drink your Ovaltine. That's what this feels like. Like this is like the adult version of that. And then they only added this because Kyle is just so mad that he doesn't get to put on his resume that he is a professor for Pokemon. This was his crowning achievement in life, and he's no longer given that right.
I think this is an origin story for a villain story. Like the guy loves Pokemon. And now he's being told by the people that he loved to do this job that he can't do it. So he's like Doc Ock, like he's gonna turn into Doc Ock here, and he's just gonna rage out on Pokemon guys or something. I don't know. I think here's the thing: did it say before he took the test that he have to have a background check, or only after the background check after he did the test?
So I'm not certain as to with it on there, but in the becoming a professor section, it does say some applicants must complete a background check. So and this may have been updated post the I don't know how recently this was updated. This could have been the lawsuit happened and then they quickly slapped some more text on here to like cover their butts for future instances, but from my understanding, this may have been the case from the get-go.
Well, I think we all learned an important lesson here, right? If you want to be a professor, then you can't commit any kind of crime whatsoever because you're going to do a background check. So
That's
make sure.
Not fair though. What's
make
the
sure,
fun
boys
in
and
life
girls,
if you can't do some stuff?
Can you imagine? You're like, hey guys, let's toilet paper this house. They're like, no, I can't do that. I want to be a professor. Oh, a professor of what? Well, a Pokemon professor. You're like, what?
It's a good thing I wasn't there when someone made that statement.
Can we just focus on the optics that this guy was attempting to become a Pokemon professor and he failed the background check?
100% though.
How
100%.
On something that's free though. Like
how, but it's a Pokemon professor.
Hey. Don't discredit the professor name, man.
Oh my!
They do a lot.
Now, Tom, am I correct in saying that this is only for like the TCG, or is there like any other? Like, all right, is this guy going and walking around, or like going on first dates and being like, "Here's my badge, I'm a Pokemon professor"? Like, is that what is the?
Probably.
Does he go to Home Depot and flash his Pokemon professor badge to get a discount?
Yeah,
this guy, well, he can't because he's not a professor, one, but I don't think it's that big
How
of a deal.
dare you, sir? He got 100%.
So
it says 80-30. I don't know.
His position is that Ogun argues the stated reason for his denial changed and claims the misdemeanor charges did not show guilty findings. So he's trying to be like, hey, I wasn't actually convicted. So you can't say that like it'd be wrong for you guys to discredit me. I wasn't convicted of anything.
Okay, I think we're thinking about this wrong, though. We're thinking about it from Kyle's perspective. Let's think about it from the lawyer who picked up the phone when Kyle said, I'm ready to sue Nintendo. This lawyer
I was thinking of that.
And all of the commercials say, you don't pay unless you win. This lawyer immediately took that statement back. He's like, you are paying for every second, you idiot.
If I was, what's the guy's name? Kyle? Is that his name?
Kyle.
Right?
Yeah.
I would start a YouTube channel ASAP.
With a GoFundMe.
No, you got to turn into the skid. You got to be the Professor Pokemon. You put that up on the thing.
Goodness.
If you're really good at what you're doing, you can talk about Pokemon. People will come just to watch the memes, right? This is a perfect opportunity for him to capitalize on this and also to pay the lawyer fees.
And also to pay the lawyer fees. And there will be many. Oh, dude. Yeah. Pokemon Professor is. I do wonder though, what are the circumstances with the lawyer? Like, why? I mean, look, we know lawyers will take any case, and you can virtually sue anybody for any reason. That's not legal advice. That's just what all the lawyers on YouTube say. I have to be clear about that. Some people don't like me saying that, and they yell at me in the comments, even though all the lawyers on the internet say it. Not legal advice. But you could sue any.
Perfect name for his channel. The real life fake Pokemon Professor. There you go. That's it.
Real life fake professor. I mean, that's somebody in our chat is gonna somebody in the comments
typing it right now.
Typing it out as we speak.
I'm sorry.
It's gonna happen. There's a bunch of those.
And you're welcome.
Really quickly, I didn't read this part. Furthermore, he claims that denying certification did not just affect him personally, but also limited competition and consumer access by removing a qualified Iowa-based host from Pokemon's official organized play system.
This is true.
It's not just me you hurt. You hurt my whole state. You hurt my community. Iowa will be heard in court. Honestly, this is legendary material. Shout out. We love it. We want more of it. This is fun news, and we very much appreciate it here. Isaac, I'll say final word on this one. What are our biggest takeaways, you think, from the non-Pokemon Professor?
I feel bad for the guy, but not because he's not a professor, because I feel like he's got a lot of other demons that he's fighting, and this is just the avenue that he chose. This is the avenue that he chose to take it all out on, and it's going to cost him a crap ton of money for a lawyer for nothing. If it's true what Tom said, that you get no financial benefit to this, there is no reason that this exists.
Well, there's $314,000 is why it exists.
Yeah, but how did he get to that amount? That's my, like, was it that he looked at how much money he's invested into his career of Pokemon? Or is it he just like picked a random number, or he's like, yeah, that seems good. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of questions that are left here. I would love to be able to say we're gonna report back on this later. I hope we don't have to, but we'll see. This seems like the entire
give him one
Iowa
Charizard
GDP.
card and it'll be over.
That's right. Yeah, that's all it is. Could you imagine all of this trouble for a single Charizard card? I don't know, man. I don't know.
It did say sanctioned cards.
Well, we'll leave that there for now. Jumping over, keeping it moving right along. Hasbro. Here's the next story here. Hasbro, and this is new for me. Hasbro is spending $1 billion making video games, and none of them are games as a service. There's always going to be demand for good games that deliver a nice 40 to 50 hours worth of content set at a fair price. And this is published by Christopher Dring of the Game Business. Now, going into this 30, before I'm going to read through this, but are you familiar with this story? And are you familiar with Hasbro's games, their video games in particular?
Yeah, I'm not with the story, but with Hasbro, yeah, I've been following Hasbro. How about Hasbro? You just make toys again, okay? Don't worry about video games right now. Yeah,
I feel very much the same way. Okay, so getting into this was an interview, and we got, so since 2018, toy giant Hasbro spent nearly $1 billion on its video game business. That's what it costs to build 6 game studios, to create an internal publishing organization, and then make a bunch of games. The first 2, sci-fi RPG Exodus and D&D action adventure game Warlock, due next year. Really quickly, this RPG Exodus is very much a Mass Effect ripoff. That's what it looks like.
Well, it's also the guys that I believe that made that worked for their ex-BioWare employees that are making this. So,
right. So Exodus is we have Mass Effect at home, and maybe it's good, maybe it's better, and not better than Mass Effect, but like maybe better than what current BioWare is capable of making, like Andromeda. And then we have this D&D action adventure game, Warlock. Now, as of right now, we haven't seen any gameplay footage of it. All we have is a trailer that they played. And I don't know. I'm not a Warlock main in D&D, so I don't really care. just personally as a D&D guy, or a former D&D guy. What strikes me about Hasbro's games plan isn't so much what it's doing, but what it is not doing. It has seen firsthand how much money games as a service can make. Monopoly Go from Scopely is one of the most lucrative games in the world, and Monopoly is Hasbro's IP. So it knows the financial potential of having a big online free-to-play game, but not a single Hasbro studio is making one. And just before we continue, I'm sure there's going to be an explanation as to why, but maybe it's because all of the live service games cost a ton of money to make, and most of them keep tanking. Does that have anything to do with it? Sure, there's tons of money to be made in live service games, but most of them, like, you have to hit, and you have to hit so hard when your game releases that it sustains the relatively short lifespan that these live service games have, unless you're Fortnite. Like, unless you're the biggest ones and command the most possible players. Look at Marathon. Marathon right now, that cost a fortune. And it is now under 15% of what it peaked at as player count. I mean, that's not good. We've got some big marquee brands, more casual games like Monopoly and Clue. And then our entertainment brands like My Little Pony, Peppa Pig. And that's what we need, guys. We need a Peppa Pig live service game. That's what we need. And then we have some more
shooter.
Yeah, Peppa Pig extraction shooter. Some more core brands like D&D and Magic the Gathering. Maybe Transformers and G.I. Joe I'd throw into this camp. Explains Hasbro CEO Chris Cox in today's The Game Business Show. That's a really broad portfolio. So where were we going to place our bets versus where we're not? And we chose core games focused on PC and console with more traditional business models. It was a safer bet for us. I would also imagine it should be cheaper.
Yes.
It should be. It's not always, but it should be. We'll be building games mostly around D&D, Magic, Transformers, maybe some of our other properties, maybe selectively some new stuff. It'll be very focused on action-adventure and role-playing games for PC and console, and then we'll partner with the best in the business on more casual games, mobile games, new and emerging platforms like VR, etc. I think we're the #1 digital game licensor in the world by a fairly large margin. That's a pretty lucrative business. It also helps us reach a lot of different gamers and helps to fund those efforts in building out our first-party capabilities. So I guess I'm expecting that's going to be most of this quote here. But at 30, we have experience covering video games virtually every single day. With IPs like Transformers and D&D, and is this the right direction to go? Is single player the best way to go? Or are they missing money on the table by not going into live service?
Scroll back up to the very top real quick. I want to read that very first paragraph where they say they have six games, right? 6 games, $1 billion, 6 games studios, right? So since 2018, what do they have to show, right? If the first game is Exodus that's coming out right now, which is coming out this year, or actually, is it coming out this year? I think it's coming out late.
I think it says
late this year, maybe early next, whatever.
Due next year.
Right. It's coming out early next year, and it's on Game Pass, by the way. I don't know what they're doing with $1 billion, and we're closing in now on 8 years. And they had a Transformers game it was a live service game that they had switched over to 2 new companies, and then they folded that 2 years ago, which was Transformers Reactivate. That's gone. Then there's rumors that they've been working on a G.I. Joe game in the background that no one's ever seen or heard of yet, but they say they're working on it in the background. They have another Transformers game supposedly in the works that supposedly is a single player aspect of it, but we won't probably see that till like 2030. Like, Hasbro to me is such a joke. We actually I made a song about them called Hasblo, right? Because they basically have just completely blown everything from the D&D franchise, from the Transformers franchise, from the G.I. Joe franchise. This is a toy company. Right. An absolute, this is what they were known for. And if you can go look at charts and stuff like that, it's completely fallen off the cliff. Right. If the world was flat, this is off the earth. Okay. Like, they haven't done anything with their IPs. Talk about, like, Sony says we don't have any IPs. Hasbro has some of the biggest IPs on planet Earth, and yet they have done nothing with them. And now they're making video games, and they've just been wasting money. $1 billion, 6 studios, and we have 8 years, and Exodus is the first game coming out. This is going to be atrocious for Hasbro if this game comes out and it's not good.
And you know, I like that you brought up the 2018 point, because they did have recently a game that was a live service focused, and it was shut down, and that was Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, and it shut down its online multiplayer servers and was pulled from all digital storefronts on February 24th, 2025. Now, this was a game, I think it dropped 2023, maybe. Like it only lasted for 2 years before the whole thing was shut down. And why? Well, it was also an extremely mediocre game, but that's the problem, is that they're shipping mediocre games. So if they're going to invest $1 billion into video games,
it's a lot of video games.
And then that's a lot of money for a lot of games. And I hope that it's not that I hope the best for Hasbro, because personally I'm no fan of Hasbro as a company, but I like Transformers a lot. You know, I like
Look at
G.I.
Mouse P.I. Mouse P.I. made all its money back. What did they spend? $10 million? They have $1 billion. 8 years. We have no game showing for Hasbro. What are they doing with this $1 billion with 6 studios? They have nothing to show for it.
That's an extremely interesting point. Like that's it. And since 2018. So we're almost 8 years now. Yeah. 8 years, no games. We've got a D&D Warlock game in the works. I think that might be a little polarizing. And if it's called Dungeons and Dragons games could be a turnoff for video gamers. See, Baldur's Gate is not called Dungeons and Dragons Baldur's Gate. It's called Baldur's Gate, right? And when you put the D&D branding on it, a lot of people get turned off by that. That would have possibly liked that game. It's just there's just an aversion to D&D, and I'm not talking about D&D players that no longer like the game. I'm saying gamers who play Skyrim and Baldur's Gate. They'll see the Dungeons and Dragons branding and they'll go, that's not my thing.
Yeah, because there's this stigma. Yeah, I love Dungeons and Dragons, by the way. I love playing the old school back in the day. Like that's what we grew up with, right? But there's that stigma of it, like it's like nerds play D&D. You know what I mean? Like that's they're like, wow, I play games, I don't play D&D. You know what I mean? Like that's
that's exactly it. Before we continue here, I want to play. There's a clip here that I want to pull up. This is Transformers: Fall of Cybertron.
Yeah,
this is one of my favorite game franchises. There's really only 2 games. There was a third one which killed the whole franchise of the Cybertron series. But like this is just here. Let me turn this down a little bit. This is Xbox 360.
Yeah, it's great.
Right? Turn it down a little bit more. I don't want to play it for too long. I'm just trying to show, like, and this is the Grimlock segment. This looks good. This has aged well. This was a well-made game this was designed with love for Transformers, but it was also designed by really competent devs. I'm so sad to hear that High Moon Studios was like shuttered. It was completely like torn apart and shut down.
Did you ever play Devastation? Transformers Devastation?
I haven't, but
we'll play that.
I feel like almost like nothing will top this for me. Like nothing's going to top the Cybertron games.
It's a shame because realistically, all they would need to do is do a remaster of these games and it would sell a lot.
They should.
Because one of the aspects that people I feel like don't really talk about with these Transformers games is it had one of the most fun multiplayer aspect to it.
The
multiplayer of as much as the campaign for this game completely rocked. The multiplayer was so different from everything else around because you had the transforming aspect to it. You had, you're flying, you had your cars, there's still nothing really like it on the market right now. It would completely make rounds today if we had a upscaled version for modern games.
There's rumors that this is coming back out and then they might be putting it on Game Pass and stuff like that.
That would be nice.
Be nice.
That would be cool.
Yeah, because Activision owns all the rights to these games.
I get the point. I wanted to get to is if you're going to put $1 billion into your IPs, they better be on the level of something like this or better than this, and it's going to be really hard to do better than this. This game, I mean, to Tom's point, this I think this is my favorite multiplayer of all time was these games because it was so unique. The fact you could have the Bruisers, the Jets, or the Speedsters, and it was like all the different mission modes that were available, and it was all class based. Oh, and there was a healer. Like it was. Whereas Overwatch is like you have to play your role, right? You play a character, you play a role. In this, it was much more like, yeah, you have the role and you could do the role, or you could just play, and kill the other team, and you have the abilities that come with this class of character. I loved it.
Think about this, like Space Marines, right? Space Marines 2 that just came out. Imagine if it was a Transformers game just like that. Imagine, regardless of the live service, a Helldivers game, but G.I. Joe, right? Like going up against Cobra and stuff like that. Like these are like no-brainers for these IPs, and yet they do nothing. Hasbro does nothing. They don't make toys. They're not making video games. What are they doing?
Well, I'll show you what they're doing. I gotta pull it up right here. Monopoly Star Wars Heroes vs. Villains for $30.
But is this them making it, or is this licensing out Monopoly, and then they're also licensing out Star Wars, and someone else is taking this? Is this Hasbro?
This is Ubisoft.
Of course,
Ubisoft.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
just license it out. Yeah.
Yeah. But $30 for online Monopoly. But with the Star Wars paint, it's got the Star Wars paint on it. $30.
Can you click on one of the images there just to see what it looks like? It's like Fortnite graphics.
Yeah, actually, it almost looks like the actual models from like the Disney Infinity characters. Hold on a second.
It is. I'm pretty sure it is. It is very reminiscent of, at least slightly. It has the very like angular toy.
It is. It's literally like straight up.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. There was Disney sold the Disney Infinity models as just generic toys for a few years after Disney Infinity shut down. Like if you went into the Disney store, you could find those without the base on them.
This is ahead of its time. It really is, that you could level up your character, and your character had all their powers and stuff on here, so you could like trade this with your friends. You could sell. You know what I mean? Like it was such a good idea, and now they do nothing with that either.
Yeah, toys to life.
I want to look at this from a different point of view though, because what I'm looking at is Hasbro understands that they're a sinking ship. They're not able to make good like card games or things that people are super interested in anymore. Wizard, you talked about it on a stream not too long ago about how D&D is like a tough brand. And it's not in a great place. So I'm wondering if they have enough cash reserve to say, okay, we are a sinking ship, and now it's time for us to throw money to see if we can enter a new market. This is like a market penetration technique because they have IPs that they could use and hoping that they could just monetize it in different ways. That's how I'm thinking about it. And they're never going to tell you that, but I could realistically see that being the case because they've had so many failures over the last 5-ish years or so.
Right. I don't know the financial position that Hasbro is in at the present. All we ever hear is that there's problems, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're having profit problems. It's usually that they're doing something terrible, but they're still making money because
minimal
people
viable
spend people buy Magic the Gathering. They still have the D&D business is still pretty strong. It's not nearly as strong as it was during 2020, and it probably never will be again. But I mean, Hasbro's trying to expand their business. I would also say that there's a part of this, just based on the research I've done even recently for videos. People aren't buying toys anymore. Children don't want toys. So Hasbro, as a company that like their big focus was toys, the kids don't want toys as much. So you're losing Gen Alpha as a market share. You know, they're not interested. The people that buy toys, 28% of all toy purchases around the world today are from kidults. The people that are 18 years or older, legally they're adults, but they're buying things that are considered toys. And there's a lot of clarifications as to what types of toys that they buy, right? I say all of that to cue it up that maybe that's why they're looking into games. Maybe they're realizing that, hey, we have IPs, we have problems making movies. The Dungeons and Dragons movie didn't make enough money. The last Transformers movie didn't do that great. Barbie cleaned up, but they're not Barbie. Hasbro's not Barbie. And maybe that's what they have to do. Maybe they're looking at video games as another sales revenue place, a place of sales to keep the business growing.
Well, I think that's what the Mario Galaxy movie proved, right? It proved viability, that it's possible to have good games with a strong IP and then have movies to get Gen Alpha, right? Because if Gen Alpha is not buying toys, you don't really see Nintendo like having crazy amounts of toys. They do have, a toy aisle in a Walmart or a Target, but honestly, they're succeeding in their games and in the movie theater. If Hasbro's seeing, okay, we haven't really done so good in the movies and we're not really able to sell the toys anymore, what's the other alternative? In this case, it would be let's try them with video games. And I think it could work if they use the right studios, but it's a big, bold move, and $1 billion is not a small investment in this by any way, shape, or form.
So I'm pulling up here you made a point about the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and it's like, okay, so Super Mario Galaxy started off as Super Mario and then Galaxy started off as an extremely popular game series. People are already bought in on Nintendo, and then they put out a movie, and the movie, even not being that great, is still getting close to clearing $1 billion at the box office. Some people say it might not. Some people say it will. Personally, I think it will. Even if Nintendo has to foot the bill themselves, they're going to push this over $1 billion. Can Hasbro do that? Mario did it. And yeah, all right. You're trying to compare like apples and oranges, but Mario doesn't have a very good story. They were still able to do it. What if you had Hasbro brands make movies that were actually very good and well marketed? Would that be enough to reinvigorate some of these brands?
I mean, the Transformer 1 movie that came out, it was marketed terribly. But I actually went to the theater to see it. It's actually pretty good. Right? I was shocked that it was, because the way they did it, the way they marketed it was like a Marvel film, like a buddy thing. But then the actual story, you're like, wow, that's actually pretty good. But that only made, I think, like 264 or 300 million, something like that. But they're making a sequel to it. But imagine if they actually had toy brands that actually went along with that, and they kind of did it hand in hand. Like, it's mind-boggling to me that they're trying to market a movie, but there's no toys. See, in the 80s, they can't do this anymore. But Transformers, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, all of these things were made to sell toys to kids, right? The shows weren't the thing; the toys were the thing, and the TV shows were the commercial to sell the toys. And you can't do that anymore, right? They don't have that. Kids don't have that anymore. Now they have like TikTok and YouTube and all this other stuff. And the toys quality, you did a video on this, is absolutely horrendous, right? The quality of the plastics that they make of it. So just the movie alone, no, I don't think it's enough for Hasbro. They have to go back to make the movie, make the TV show, make the toys to go along with those things to advertise and market for it.
So rebuild the ecosystem.
Yeah,
I want to
it
read
works.
this here this is a little bit further along. The cost to make those games has gone up quite a bit since 2018 and 2019, he observes, meaning Chris Cox. That's something we'll be thinking about in the next round of games. How do we diversify where our studio locations are? Right now, they're pretty North America based, particularly US based. How do we use great markets like Montreal? We build a lot of RPGs and action adventure games. And certainly there's awesome talent in Eastern Europe. So how do we tap into that market? And then how do we use partners? We announced a joint venture with Saber Interactive for a to-be-announced game. We'll lean into all of the above as we evolve the model. So, you know where this pipeline goes? This pipeline also goes to AI. It's like, well, we want to get other teams involved, and we want to enter other markets, and things are really expensive. And that line of thinking also could result in AI usage.
The best thing I heard there was Saber Interactive. That's the people that made Space Marines too. That's the people that are making like SnowRunners. They make actually really good games. So hopefully we get Transformers. Hopefully we get a G.I. Joe made by Saber Interactive.
Dude, G.I. Joe by Saber would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Tom, we have a lot of experience in Hasbro goods and Hasbro products. What would be your final thought as per what if they're producing games and they're investing $1 billion into their gaming apparatus? What should they do with it, and what would sell, do you think, in this kind of economy?
So I will say they keep on in this article. They mention it's like, oh, we're focusing on single player RPGs. We're trying to focus on single player RPGs. I feel like the reason why they're doing that was in response to how big of a success Baldur's Gate was. I feel like this new Warlock game, I don't know the gameplay style of it or like how it looks like, but I feel like the focus and the honing in on them doing maybe more like single player focused things is in response to how successful that game was, how big that game got, even though, you know, it was produced by Larian. I think them going single player is the move. I think it is the smart move for them to be doing. I think if you go into doing Transformers, if you're able to make something reminiscent of the War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron games, that will work. I think it will. You know, it listed all of the other games. You have G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe by Saber would be really cool. I think that would probably gain traction. I'm trying to think of the other IPs they have that they can, you know, use off of that. But if they can put forward good quality, not garbo slop, you know, the Dark Alliance game, as we talked about before, was it felt like shoehorn. It felt like a what do you call it? It felt like phoned in. I felt like Dark Alliance was just like, okay, we have to. It felt like they were meeting a quota of like, well, we have to get a game out this year. If they release purposeful, well-made content, I think people will respond to it. I think people will get it. I think this could be a move. I think this has the potential to do really well by them. It all comes down to what does the quality of it look like.
Well, and that's something we're gonna watch for, man, because Dark Alliance was rough. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, we didn't even get it. I played it on. It was on Game Pass for a short time, and I tried it, and it was not fun. Rise of the Dark Spark was the last Cybertron style game.
That's a bad game. Yeah, it's a bad game.
Yeah,
it's a bad game with a good system on. Not because it carried the same system over, the same gameplay from the previous games, but it made changes where it's a bad game.
It was a completely different studio, I think, that did it, if I'm not mistaken. So they tried to take a couple parts from the last game and move it over. I don't think it was High Moon. I don't think it was.
I don't think it was either. And it was the other part about it was that they slapped in that it was a movie tie-in for the.
Yes.
It was trying to tie in, hey, here's for Cybertron continuity, we're going to now tie it to Michael Bay. And that was a horrible idea. It should have just maintained their own continuity of the Cybertron era. You didn't need we didn't need this to be a movie tie-in. And it really, it killed it. It killed all momentum of that.
Yeah, man. And 30, yeah, you're right, man. It's Edge of Reality and Way Forward were the two developers that worked on it.
Yeah, because High Moon did Devastation, and they did War of Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron.
They also did Dark of the Moon. The Dark of the Moon movie game. Yeah, which I never got around to playing, but I really love those other two games. But we're going to wait and see. I hope we get some gameplay footage and not just some more cinematic trailers, but we'll leave that there for now. Tom, you take us back to the chat.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, man. Got a lot of news out today. There's a lot of news.
We did. Following up with the chats, we got Bros 6327 for a twofer. Let him in. He earned it low key. I trust him. JK. And that was in reference to the not Pokemon Professor.
If you fail a background check to become a Pokemon Professor, I don't trust you. I don't know. I can't trust you. It should be an easy. That should be an easy one to pass. But I don't know. Yeah, you want to let him in? That's on you. It's like letting in the sinners vampires. That's what it feels like. Not good.
Sinners vampires, but it's a Pokemon Professor. I just want to buy some cards. I just want to spend some cards. Can't a fella buy some cardboard?
Can a fella buy some cardboard?
We got Retro Meister 3709 for a 10. It's worth noting that the Bourne Conspiracy was the first mainstream game High Moon released before Transformers or Deadpool. They also worked on Call of Duty with Black Ops Cold War with other devs. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were hot. They also High Moon also worked on Destiny as well.
Oh, really?
I really liked High Moon, but mostly because of my favoritism for the Star Wars games. They made the best expansion. They made the best expansion in Destiny. Sorry.
Oh,
that's good.
Was High Moon purchased and then torn apart? Was it another they picked them up, or was it internal, just fell apart?
It was Microsoft.
Yeah. Well, no, I forget.
It was part of Activision.
Yeah, it was part of Activision.
Microsoft did the acquisition, and it died after.
That's right. You're correct. Yeah, it died right after or right before they took them over.
Right. So it was Microsoft gets the. All right, a really quick story. Okay, there was a charity stream that I was a part of. I wasn't on the stream. I was helping run the back end of it remotely. A few years ago, there was this charity event stream. The NFL was involved. There was a bunch of comedians that were involved, all on this on location thing. I think the year was 2022, and part of it was there was these game companies were donating things that were auctioned off online, and somehow, some way, a War for Cybertron full team signed poster made its way. The Full Moon Studio full signed poster made its way into that auction, and no one knew what it was. No one knew what the game was. The whole poster signed in Sharpies. You could barely see Megatron underneath it. It sold for $210, and I didn't find out it was even listed until after the event was over. And I gave the people involved there quite a bit of drama after that, because I didn't even know it was there. I would have I would have gone for broke on that thing.
Yeah, that was upsetting to see, because it was a thing of, it's we just sold it, and it's well, no, you could have kept bidding. What did you do?
Yeah. People don't know what they got.
I knew that it was even listed, man. So somebody out there, you've got a gem that you probably don't know.
I thought you were gonna pull out of your pocket like Tom did with the figurine and be like, I got it. I thought you were gonna
I'm not as cool as Tom. Tom's got a Jet Jaguar at the edge of his finger.
What's this? Oh, the Shanks ship from One Piece. Wow, where'd that come from?
He's surrounded by toys. But all right, hey, Isaac, are you still with us? I don't know if Isaac is with us.
I am here.
Are you able to fulfill the super chat goal, or are you?
Did we hit the goal?
We did hit the goal.
Okay, I've got a couple different stories that I can pick from. Do you want a recent one? Do you want the story of how I met the wizard, or the story?
We just need a quick one. We need a good quick one.
It's got to be better than the trumpet guy.
I don't know if I can do that. I didn't walk John Denver up onto the stage. I know it's Bob Dylan, Tom. You don't have to correct me. Okay. I'll tell the story of how the Wizard and I met. This is fun. This is a fun one. So I had just moved down the West Coast. Down the East Coast. Wizard and I in the same state. And I met this woman named Shelly who was in the Shire. She would be the alcoholic woman that no one talks to. And she said, hey, I've got someone that I need you to meet. I know that the two of you are going to work together so well. So I said, okay, cool. Where can I meet him? She said, get in my van. Actually, it was a happy van. Drove me over to the local school. She said, he's going to be here for a meeting. Okay, great. I walk in. Everybody's quiet except for him. He's from New York City. What do you expect? They talk loud and they talk Italian. And out of nowhere, he says, hey, I am, this is who I am. This is what I've done. What you guys are doing right now, I'm familiar with. And most people were like, who the heck is this guy? And my thought was, I got to meet this guy. As soon as the meeting ended, I walked up to him. I said, Wizard. He wasn't Wizard at the time, but I said, Wizard, we got to meet. I like your style. I like what you're doing. When are you free? He came over to the house 2 days later. We've been business partners ever since. We've worked together ever since then. That was, I think, 8 years ago. So it has been a roller coaster and a half, but it was all because of the drunk woman from the Shire that made me get in her happy van. That is.
Did you really get in the car with them?
Yeah, 100%.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they drove you over to that event. That's all true, by the way.
In 8 years, you've done way more than Hasbro's done with $1 billion for the video games.
I'll take the billion, but
we'll take the billion, man.
So it was 8 years in the making, which led us to Fake Wizard News today. So it's been a blast. It's been a ride. We're looking to forward to many, many more. So thank you all for being part of it.
There you go. That was a good one. Now, promises made, promises kept. Isaac told a business story, and it was lore. It included some lore. But guys, I think that is gonna tie it up for us here tonight on Fake Wizard News 30. What do you got going on this week, and where can the people find you?
Monday through Thursday, 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We do a show on what my name is, 30 NSG. Come on by. We just covered gaming news. Today, we literally covered a whole podcast of Strauss Zelnick being interviewed, and it's really good. It's a really good podcast. So either check out the original video or check out my video. It's a full 2.5 hours of doing the podcast. But yeah, if you like stuff like that, you're at work, you want something to do, put me on the second screen, your phone, put me into your ear for a podcast. I'm there Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern.
Awesome. We will do that. Tom, what do we got coming up on the Fake Cast this Saturday morning?
Oh, we got a lot to talk about. The Boys just finished. We're going to be talking about that. We're talking about the Star Wars movie that everyone is so excited for, The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Wizard's face. He's super excited to see it.
Oh, we're so excited, and we're gonna break down some of the products around The Mandalorian and Grogu. We're gonna talk about it. On this channel, I believe the Wizard has put out the video giving his review on the Bath and Body Works scented soaps. I highly recommend checking it out. It is quite a story. I bared witness to him having the anxiety attack about it not going away. It is I can confirm the Bounty Hunter scent is that potent. You walk out into the room and you're like, whoa, where did a bodybuilder just come in here?
Yeah. Did a bodybuilder from Brooklyn just walk in here, like overdoing it with cologne?
Super heavy. So we have a stacked stream on Saturday. Check us out in the morning.
Yeah, and we're also going to talk about the Lego Batman game, which we picked up. We've been playing a little bit, and we'll have some thoughts, and we'll talk about them Saturday. But we will be back tomorrow here on Fake Wizards Live for Culture Crossfire tomorrow morning, starting at 9 a.m. We're starting a little earlier, so it'll be 9 a.m. to 11 on Thursdays. So you got the full morning with myself and Marvin Montanaro of M4. We'll be here Thursday mornings, and then then Tom and I are gonna go see The Mandalorian.
So
I'm
excited.
not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to that. But go ahead, Tom. You got final thoughts on Mandalorian?
Listen, I'm excited to say you guys are gonna have to come in on Saturday because I have a prediction. I have a prediction that the best thing to come out of the Mandalorian Grogu is the Burger King cookie shake. And I'm on Saturday, we will be able to verify if it is true that the best thing to come from this movie is a promotional tie-in beverage.
I think that's very much true.
Got to.
All right, everybody. We have that'll do it for us here. We're gonna, if you're on YouTube, we are rating the WDW Pro Show. I will be joining over there in just a little while. But until then, my friends, create, innovate, inspire. I'll see you tomorrow morning. And for the love of God, cancel Disney Plus. All right, you take care, everybody.